Yes, it is. How are you? This is week 6 of 9 of a series on personal leadership. I hope you're well and ready and pumped for this week. This week is about presence, a topic that's super, super important to me, made a massive difference in my life. And I'm just wondering with you as well, whether you've heard of it or you know what I'm talking about. So the idea here is that rather than being focused on the past or on the future, we are really focused on every single moment that we're in. So without further ado, let me talk you through, let's have a little conversation about what I mean. Okay, so just to review what we've done so far. We are 6 weeks in to a 9-week series. And the premise of this is, I know for a lot of people, they've had a really hellish 12 months, whole bunch of challenges. And what I'm helping you do is to make sense of all that and how do you move forward. We've covered a model to understand yourself and others. We've covered the illusion of control. We've covered values, purpose, and meaning, or basically finding your center. We've covered the idea of authenticity and how that can stop you from growing. We've done personal responsibility. And this week, we're going to talk about presence. Here's all the work we've done. So if you're interested, let me know or check the prior videos up in the feed and you can watch all these. Okay, so when you get presence right, it has, I think, a big effect on mind, body, and spirit. Okay. So when you get it right, let's look at those 3 elements of self, which we talked about. When you get this right, what you get in your mind is the reduction in the chatter. What you get in your body is being still. And what you get in your spirit, and I guess how you feel about yourself, is a level of acceptance and peace. Now, if you get this wrong, if you're not particularly present, what you get is, you get the monkey mind. Instead of being still in your body's kind of in a churning place. And spirit-wise, instead of being sort of peaceful, what happens is that you're kind of feeling like you're either recovering from something that's happened in the past, or you're always hopeful that things might change in the future. So that's kind of the, why this matters. Now, the most important thing, I guess, up front is that this is a life's work. Training your mind and body and spirit to be more present. I've been working on this for 5 years. Zen masters work on it for 20, 30, 40. It's a lifetime work, all right? And it's probably the most important quality you can develop, but it's the hardest to master, and it takes daily work. So let's look at what I mean by what it is. So there's a couple of practices physically that I'm going to demo to you. The first one's to do with your attention. Now, what is attention? Attention is where you place your attention in your body, in your mind, in the moment. Okay, so if your energy and focus is focused elsewhere and not on the present moment, then you're not being present. Tough to do, yeah. Yeah, tough to do, but so important. So we'll talk about strategies later, but that's the idea of it. And then there's kind of a more spiritual element to this, which is that rather than creating complexity in your life, you create a level of simplicity by just accepting and allowing the present moment. And that can create a whole lot of peace, bliss, and joy in your life. All right, so there's those two moments. Through the physical act of being present, you can create a level of simplicity in your life. You're not yearning for the future, churning over the past. Make sense? Yeah. So I always think about it as an example is, my dog Billy. When I get home at night and she greets me, she's not in her mind going, I should have greeted him better this morning or said goodbye to him better in the morning. She's not churning that all over in her mind. She's just there in the moment. So that's what I'm talking about. And then I guess in terms of thinking, there's two elements to that. One is how we think about past, present, and future. So with our thinking, rather than churning over what's happened in the past, we're learning from it, or most importantly, letting go of what's happened in the past. In the present moment, we can focus our attention on being right there in that moment. And when it comes to the future, we're planning for it, we're imagining it, but we're not spending all our time there. So if you think about a ratio, it's 80-90% focused attention in the present, 5, 10 here. Strategies to develop presence. Let's talk about strategies. And if you've got any questions as we go along, this is the time to ask them. All right, either reach out to me or ask them directly here, and I'll be able to answer them for you. So daily strategies. If you don't already, having a mindfulness practice is really, really useful for this, and meditation. So what both of those things do, and I can demo them here, is if you take and both of those things are linked to the breath. When you feel your mind wander away from the present moment, if you take a deep breath in and then allow, as it comes out, allow your mind and your body to focus back in on what's going on right now in that present moment. That's essentially what mindfulness is. And then it's being mindful of when you get distracted away from that moment into your own thinking. It happens to me a lot. I've got one of those brains, so I have to manage it all the time. But it's a really, really powerful practice. So in the moment is redirecting attention. And the breath's really powerful in that. Weekly habits can be things like exercise, time in nature, simplification of your life, which is, I know, difficult, but the more moments you're able to spend right in that present moment, the more it trains you to be more present. So this is this week's tip around presence. As a leader of a business, which is who I work with the most, people who manage others, and it's so important to be able to do this for conversations, for ideas, for creativity, and being with people. It's really hard to master, but there's two elements to it. The physical element, how you are present in a moment and you can direct your attention, and the spiritual element, which is a lot about just allowing that moment and not fighting it. The idea here is, rather than our thinking being focused on the future or on the past, we're right in that present moment. And then there's a lot of daily, weekly strategies that you can use to help you do that. That's this week's lesson. It's about presence. If you've got any more questions, or you've got your leaders who want to learn skills like this so that they can be better in the workplace, reach out to me. We'll have a conversation about what they need and what you need right now. Hope that's been useful. Talk to you soon on The Reason on the Road.